I am here now with Julie Almeida, who is a physical therapist working in the school systems, pediatrics, and now in a nursing home. Julie, welcome. Tell us, how has your day-to-day roles as a physical therapist evolved and changed since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic?
Oh, goodness. It's a complete 180 degrees, I guess, easily. Now there is obviously, as everybody knows, there's no hands-on contact. Everything is an attempt to connect with families who are more than overwhelmed with the amount of work or distance learning that's coming into their household. Districts were required to create those plans. And that includes us as a related service provider. So we are not as high on the totem pole as far as the academic piece, but we are on there because we are legally obligated to provide a service. So what does that look like? Initially, it starts with potentially email or phone contact, and that can look like is no responses from the families, but that can look like something as good as you're getting on a video call like this with a family, you've sent them some sort of educational material, and she's ready to go. The mom is fabulous. She puts a little chair, starts with a chair with arms. Mom found a bench, then she found a small playground ball, and mom's putting activities in front of the child, and the child is reaching, trying to stand, and actually taking steps towards that. Phenomenal. That is like ideal what is happening in this setting right now. And worst case scenario, I have parents that are just not responding. Again, even though that they aren't responding, we have contacted teachers and special ed supervisors. So school departments have set up systems, a lot of different platforms. People are using Dojo, Seesaw, Zoom. They're a little hesitant on Zoom because it's not the only medium that will work, depending on like today. But Google Classrooms are a great one in the sense of we're able to actually upload items and documents into it, so that if the parent actually accesses their child's Google Classroom, the information is there at least. So it's safety net after safety net after safety net. And the big thing is we are legally obligated to provide a service. We just got word actually today from the federal government that we are not waived with timelines. We have to still adhere to timelines. So districts are sending things out to families. Maybe families will waive them, maybe they won't. That's kind of the rut I'm in right now as to what are the next steps. Am I going to have to evaluate a child or reevaluate a child in this model? Again, it's unknown. So I think every day is different. And I am working harder, and I think we all are in the school department and everywhere. That's not just me, that's John Oz. I just can't believe the number of hours that we are putting in. It's a lot of work. And some days it's overwhelming and you have to stand up and walk away from it. There's a lot of resource assignments that we're providing, and you've looked up information on a different website and things like that. We want to just make sure that we are crediting them for that information, because it's not, those laws still exist. There's a lot of laws that are also binding us to what we're doing as well.
So it sounds like you're working obviously harder than you've ever worked before, but you're still providing access to care, because that legally we're all bound to do that, and you're definitely still bound to that. But it takes a lot more effort, a lot more work to provide some kind of care to the kids, and you're looking at all different ways of how to do that. But you've obviously got the advocacy challenges as well, which are obviously a lot bigger and larger and more significant than what they ever were before.
Correct.
What's the thing is there something that you've learned from this? What's the good thing? What after all of this is over, or when we get to our new norm, what do you think you're going to be like, hey, here's what I learned from this?
Well, we all need to be humbled. There's the first one. And I think the other thing is that I've learned that this is an adjunct model. This is possible. This is an adjunct model to what we do. I'm not saying this is how we should provide a service, but again, we have a lot of methodologies that we use as therapists, and I think this is just put on that list. I also think that it's okay to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes, and it's new terrain, it's new things that we're traveling on, but you have to try. You have to try. And you have to do due diligence by families, and you have to hope that you're mitigating regression when it comes to students. And you want to feel like you've done your job. I think.
They're perfect, Julie. Thank you so much. Your words of wisdom are wonderful. And it's nice to know that our kids are all getting the care that they need to have, even though it's different at this time. So thank you. And thank you for all the clinicians that are working within the school systems.
You're welcome.